I've been coming to these Lie-Nielsen open houses for a number of years now, and also appear at some of the hand tool events scattered around New England. And I find them to be terribly exciting. If I wasn't a participant, I would want to be a visitor to one of them. It's a fabulous group of people. I've made so many great friends here. And what you find is that the whole thing, it literally is an open house. You can walk right in and you can stay all day, and it can be completely free to you, and you can do nothing but learn, and people will open themselves up to you and show you what you want to know. Again and again, you go around from one demonstrator to another, one exhibitor to another, and you find them pouring forth with their concepts, their ideas. Let me show you this, let me show you that. And as a woodworker, I can remember when I started out 35 years ago, we were starved for information and could get it in just small dribbles here and there. And what Tom has done with these open houses is just include all manner of people to come and share their expertise. And I think everybody who experiences one of these agrees with me that they're just a fabulous event, and everybody benefits from it.
That's a floating panel, yeah. It is anchored in the middle. See, I've got a little teeny tiny brad here and here. So the gap is the same on both sides because it expands out from the middle.
The primary bevel is 25 degrees. I'll be honing a secondary bevel or micro bevel a few degrees higher.
So if you notice, when I start planing, I have my wrist almost in line with my hip, so that when I'll stand at the board and then I'll bend my knees a little bit and I'll lean over it. And I'm putting all my weight from here up into my arms, and I'm leaning on the board.
This other tool is a beautiful little fishtail, flat fishtail. If you want to get into really tight corners, very sweet tool.
Without a doubt, Lie-Nielsen Toolworks has been one of the, if not the main catalyst for the renaissance in hand tool woodworking.
I first got involved with Lie-Nielsen Toolworks when I was at one of the Woodworking in America conferences, and Chris Schwarz sent Tom Lie-Nielsen to meet me to see my axes. And as Tom and I talked about axes and axe design, what I remember Tom saying is, I want everybody to be educated about hand tool use.
You know, before Tom started making planes, we had to fix up all the old planes. So I would have, you know, this old Stanley, which I love, and I bought in '96 for $12. And that sounds like, you know, oh, well, I could just buy this tool for $12 and get started. The thing is that this was a whole week of work, metal work, and to get this tool working to the point where I could actually plane wood with it.
The first planes that I made for myself with the Lie-Nielsen tools and with the video worked better than any antique tool that I ever used. And really one thing led to another, and that's how I got into making these tools here. And without Lie-Nielsen, I would have never really considered making my own tools. It just wasn't something that struck me as being possible.
What makes a good tool is the sum of all of its parts, and that's what you have here. You've got the sum of all of its parts working together to make a wonderful tool that really, I feel like, gives woodworkers enjoyment, fulfillment in their work that they wouldn't get otherwise, struggling with maybe a tool that was poorly made.
I started out with the traditional blue-handled chisels, and I discovered if you're making dovetails all day, you sharpen them in the morning. Come noontime, you sharpen them again. So you're wasting roughly a half hour to 40 minutes every day. If you're charging, you know, 60, 75 bucks per hour, at the end of the week, you bought yourself a set of Lie-Nielsens, which I can make 3 big case pieces between sharpening.
The hand tools are very effective. They're not used because they're romantic or just, you know, somewhat interesting, but they actually are the fastest and best way to get to the product that's going to make a superior piece of furniture. You know, and then you add to that the fact that it's more fun, and it seems like there's just no other way to go.
I find it's really helpful to use a thin plate saw for cutting dovetails because it gives you a little more control and it's a much faster cut. So coming in and getting started is a lot easier when you're working with that.
Denham,
Yeah, what? Yeah, Roger, what?
are you sure that this is the right saw for that much wood?
Well, I find it doesn't really make a difference if you're going for small wood or larger stuff.
But wouldn't the bigger saw help?
Could possibly.
I think you're going to need a bigger saw.
I'll step out of the way. Show me what you're talking about.